and welcome to Add More Zest. My name is Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it's time for the next section on my Heaven and Earth design. I think I've done more this August so far than maybe I have done throughout the rest of the year. I'm not quite sure how many sections I've done, but I know I started over here and I've done a full row, and then I'm all the way over here for today's WIP and Waffle. So let's get that sectioned off. I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be as confetti for the WIP and Chats, but I think it is. I think it is. So let's see how we go. There seems to be a lot of pink. It's like the blossom is coming over this section, but we have the section that we have. Let's see if I can actually get a case on this desk as well. I often struggle to get the canvas with the chart so that you can see all this, but then have the questions to the left of me and potentially the case to the right. But for those that are new here, this is the Heaven and Earth design that I'm doing. So it is supersized Little Dreamers Tree Max Colours by Amy Stewart. It has 239 colours and it's a 40 across, but by 250 centimetres, so 2.5 metres long. I am up here somewhere. So I think this is the blossom that is sort of starting to come around the tree here, is this bit here. So it looks like I'm in for quite a few sections of confetti before I get to some more chunks of tree. So it might go a little bit quicker then. We shall see. But for the month of August, I am doing Heaven and Earth design in August. It's not like my June event or my December event where I do a WIP and Waffle every single day while I complete a diamond painting. But it is, I am going to be doing more, and I'm just dipping in the pot because there is so many that I just need one for. Oh, got a bit of confetti for this. Yeah, so it's not like my June or my December Advent event where I do a WIP and Waffle every day and you see every process of completing the canvas. But I am setting myself a personal challenge throughout the month of August to do at least one section per day on my Heaven and Earth design. This project has been going for about 2 years, I think. I have moments where, you know, I get more done sort of off camera, and then I have times where life just takes over and I don't get enough done. So I am hoping that by doing a section per day in August, I can get a little bit more ahead with this project, and maybe, you know, I'm not saying this year, I'm not even at 50% of it done yet, but with the hope of bringing it to a close at some point. But we shall see. It's still fun to do. I do enjoy doing it. And I'm actually really enjoying the challenge of doing a section a day. I find that it is coming on. Though it is 0.4%. So this full section here of 600 diamonds is 0.4% of the whole painting. So maybe I will keep up and try and still do a section a day for, you know, another month. Maybe I'll take a break, maybe I'll continue it. I'll let you know nearer the end of August, because as much as I can set myself a goal of doing more of it now, It's not always the way things work out now, is it? Okay, I think I've done all that one. Yeah, you know, I may have had enough of it by the end of August. Today is what, the 7th? The day this video goes up is the 7th of August. So it's probably a little bit too early to say whether this will continue. But I'm kind of going on the basis that I will try to continue. That's what's in my head at the moment, because I do really want to get this finished. When I did the WIP and chat on Thursday, so Thursday's WIP and chat showing the first batch of progress on this was actually filmed on the Wednesday. I'd already done my Wednesday section, and then I filmed for Thursday's section, but I actually still did a section on Thursday as well. I am filming this on Saturday for Sunday because these WIP and chats are really long, and I don't want to feel like I am watching the time too much to make sure that I can get the video edited and uploaded the same day. I don't want that added, you know, pressure to feel as though the WIP and chat can't be a full section. So I'm doing this the day before. So hopefully I'll still do this last section on Sunday. So in effect, I've done 2 sections on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. That's my plan. But we shall see. As long as I get equivalent to a section a day done, I'm making the progress I want to. I think somebody did the calculation, and I can't remember if it's a YouTube comment that I'm going to come up across in a bit, or whether it was on the Facebook group. But they said if each section is 0.4%, and I do a section a day for the month of August, I will be at nearly 50% completed by the time I'm done. So I'm hoping that these extra little days where I do 2 sections will actually make it hit at least 50%. I would love at the end of August to be able to be at least 50% done on this project, with the aim of not taking another 2 years to finish it. But we shall see. I have been, yesterday, Megan and I did a lot of preparation things ready for the new launch, product launch for August, getting the website ready, and all the stuff that comes along with that. There's a lot of background work that needs to be done, and we've had printer issues, which you've probably heard about in the product launch. We have had printer issues, which has resulted, we did actually put a lot of stickers on sale where the colour doesn't quite match. So that rather than trying to make sure colours match for each order before it goes out, I can just grab stickers off the shelf and they will match, and they can go into orders. So anything that doesn't quite colour match just went in the sale, and then people realised that if it's in the sale it might be a slightly different colour to the full price, but it gives some people a chance to get a bargain, because to be honest, a lot of the time you don't notice the difference until it's right in front of you, but you would notice the difference if you received both at the same time. And part of that, when we were doing that and when we'd finished doing that, we were also, I was sat pondering. So I was sat pondering because we constantly have the issue of wanting to provide more items in the shop, getting more items for the shop, but then it's also, where are those items going to be stored? Some things we order in, quite a bit of bulk. Some of them we have to. Some of them we don't, but we do just feel like we're ordering them every 5 seconds. If we don't order in some sort of bulk, it's like, oh, we need to order that again. Oh, we need to order that again. Card stock a lot of the time. You know, delivery is pretty much next day, but you feel like you're ordering it every single week. So we try to bulk order some items so that we don't have to think about it for a little bit. And yeah, trying to fit stock into the right places, the nice, you know, making packing orders a nice process. And yeah, Megan did come up with a good suggestion. I was trying to think of other places in the house that I can store overstock. So to have every item to be able to pack an order in my craft room, but then fill up the craft room stock from the overstock. That was the idea. But there are a few items that I already have it pretty much set up that way, but there are a few items that I don't have a lot of space for in the craft room. So I found that I was having to fill them up quite often. I was having to, you know, restock it on a regular basis, which doesn't work as well when it's a busy day. Sometimes I'd have to stop packing orders to restock it. So Megan had the idea of removing my pegboard that I have on the wall and getting a taller Billy bookcase. So basically using a lot more of the vertical height. And that's what I was thinking about in storage we have in the conservatory, but it wasn't what I was thinking about in the craft room. But when she suggested it, I was like, yes, that will work. So Megan and I went to IKEA last night and came back with a big bookcase. I have done like a vlog style video on it. I still need to do some of the updates on some of the bits that have been added in. So basically when we were I gave an update on the vlog when we were nearly finished last night, but then I did still tidy away quite a few more bits, so I need to do another update. But I'm hoping that that mini vlog will be up on Tuesday, and you guys can see in snippets me transforming the craft room to be able to fit more in. It still needs some tweaks. Some of the, you know, some of the storage, or the storage that's used to hold the stock for packing, some of it I think will need a tweak, but I want to pack orders within this space for a week before I know for sure. I don't want to go buying a load of storage if it's not needed. But yeah, if you could see the vlog video on what this desk space looked like last night, as I filmed the last section of the vlog last night when we had still not got everything put away, yeah, you'd be surprised that I was able to do a WIP and chat on this desk today, because there was just stuff everywhere. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that different kind of video. A little bit different, but it's a project that we decided to do when we thought it would be fun to bring you guys along. I've not got a tripod because I've never needed it for my videos, because my camera fixes to like basically a holder for the camera above me. So I've never needed a tripod. And that's the reason that I haven't just sort of shown me and Megan working on it and just doing it, because I didn't have a tripod to put the camera on. So all you've got is me holding the camera while I messed about. These diamonds, I've got a couple of rogue ones. We have a few rogue blue. I can actually see loads of rogue ones in here. There's greys and all sorts. Did a grey come out before? Yeah, it did. So let me get rid of the rogue ones that have fell out. So yeah, that is what I have been doing last night. Went to bed extremely late last night for me recently. Absolute, I think I just hit a wall last night. I've pottered about this morning. Hubby has very kindly put me up a couple of smaller pegboards. So I've had to take my big one down, but I do still need some pegboard space, especially when I'm filming, because quite often, like when I do my kitting up, I want to grab something, you know, I want to grab my pens to write stickers, or, you know, I need to, when I'm de-kitting, I need to be able to grab a rubber when updating my logbook, for example. If it's a painting that's been, if it's a diamond that's been in my Heaven and Earth design, I have to rub out the little H to tick that I've got those diamonds now in my normal spare storage. Yeah, there's just things that I need to be able to grab on camera, and I don't always necessarily know I'm going to need it when I start filming. So I still needed pegboards of some sort. They've just gone smaller, and I've now got 2 instead. But you guys will be able to see. I say Tuesday I'm hoping to have that video up. It won't have the final tweaks. Maybe I will do a shop / craft room tour, because my craft room has definitely become shop as well as diamond painting. So maybe I'll do a tour of the 2 when everything has settled down and found its forever home, rather than its I think this works home. I have 2 different colours in with this symbol, but luckily it is a very spread out symbol, so it really doesn't matter. What I tend to do, because I'm using my spares and therefore can have different dye lots, I have a fresh glue dot in this pen. If I have sections of diamonds that are together, like this section I've just done, then I purposefully pick out the same colours. But as soon as I go to diamonds that aren't touching, then I use whichever colour my pen lands on first. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't tend to matter. I have not found, there is nothing that I look at on this image, even, you know, knowing what section I've done, knowing what colours may have been slightly different in the diamonds, there is none of them that I look at and go, that's got the wrong colour. And that is purposefully why I have picked this design as well, knowing full well that as long as the blossom has multiple shades of pink, it will pretty much look like blossom. As long as the bulk of them are the right shading, i.e. I don't put a dark pink where it says a light pink, I'm good to go. So yeah, I think that is my major update since Thursday, is that Friday night we took the decision to add another furniture piece into the craft room, which I'm surprised there was even room to fit another furniture piece in the craft room. I have gained a little bit more storage in places. I have found that some things take up a little bit more room than they used to and that I would like, but I think overall it is better. Right, I've got a stopper here that is a little bit too tight fitting for this tray. I've probably managed to switch it around without realising. So these stoppers, if they are too tight a fitting for your tray, you can actually just use a file of some sort. This is a metal one, but you could use a nail file. And you can just shave just a little bit off it, and it will just make the difference between it catching and it not. And I'm just shaving a couple of the corners, and if I need to, I will shave the other corners as well. But no, that's, oh no, maybe I do need to do the bottom. Just a little shave. Got little bits of plastic. There we go, that's better. Sometimes I find it needs that little tweak, especially if I've got my stoppers mixed up. Okay, 400. Oh, I actually don't need many on this one. I did loads of this on the last one. So, comments, questions. Let's have a look at those, and let's see how I can manage to answer comments and questions while still putting diamonds down. First one, Ninia. Oh, I'm sure I've pronounced that name both right and wrong in the past. She says, one thing that they do on round paintings is they keep a brush tip ink pen nearby so that they can darken the edges of the peeping canvas. So where the canvas is peeping round, they use a black, blue and a white pen themselves. So if you do want to do a heaven and earth designs, for example, on a round canvas, do bear in mind the diamonds are bigger, so your measurements will need to be a bit different. So this one is 40 centimetres across. It would be more than 40 centimetres if it was round. The calculation, I think, would be timesing by 0 to 8 rather than timesing by 0 to 4. And why have I got... Oh, did it not mark those off? Did it not, or did I not? Let's try that again. Let's mark that off. Then I can mark that off. I did wonder when I did it if I'd hit it right. Yeah, and they use a pen then around the diamond to make sure that the canvas doesn't peep through with too much. So if you fancy that little challenge, you could try that. Be a little bit different. Pop that diamond back in. Bernadette, she says, wow, Rebecca, she says, congratulations on now being self-employed. Thank you. It's definitely helping my heaven and earth design out. That's for sure. I kind of class doing my heaven and earth design as my lunch break, because once I've done it, I don't stop for the rest of the day. So if I class it as my lunch break, I don't feel guilty. But yeah, I tend to do my heaven and earth design pretty much first thing in the morning, so that I can then not think about it for the rest of the day. Even at the weekend though, when I'm not working as such, or when I try not to work apart from maybe filming a WIP Chats, I still do my heaven and earth design in the morning. She says it's fantastic news. She said she knows that I won't regret it. She hopes the business goes from strength to strength. She says, you'll know we'll always be here to support you whenever we can. She says, two other things that you said, she said, got me excited. Oh, okay. She said, firstly, the August Heaven and Earth design. She said she has started, sorry, just placing a diamond. She said she has started a small one. So it's 150 diamonds wide by 210 high. She says using her spare diamonds, and she's doing a section every day. She says, so doing a section every day will move it along very nicely. And that's what I'm hoping with this. I can already see the progress compared to what I've already done for the rest of this year. So if I'm able to keep this up, I can see it being a huge benefit to this project. She says if this works for her, she says she will then try a larger one. She said the second thing that she's excited about is the labels, she says, for the Paint Gem Minis. She says she's so excited to not have to do them herself. Well, I'm glad I could help. Wait till you see my books. Even with this new bookcase, they are stood upright. It's like I have a library of mini paint gems. I don't know what it is, but they so make me smile. They really do. They have completely sort of grasped my attention more than I was excited when I first saw them anyway, when I first knew they were a thing. But it has definitely become even more of a thing since I've started doing them. I just thoroughly enjoy actually doing them. So having the little books makes me so excited, it's sad. Okay, where are we? Right, I'm on to the next case. Go me, case 2. She says she's so happy not to have to do them herself. She says at the moment she still only has the exotic fruits, but she did order 3 more kits that she's patiently waiting on to arrive. She says so she'll definitely be ordering the labels for them along with some other stuff. She says the very best of luck for everything. You deserve it for all the hard work you've put into making the shop a success. Thank you so much. I mean, I do thoroughly enjoy doing the shop. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken pretty much every evening and every weekend doing it. But it is nice. It's a nice time at the moment to be starting to get evenings and weekends back and still be able to do what I love. So I'm ever so grateful that I can do that. Tammy has also commented on Bernadette's post. She said her goal is to do a heaven and earth design. She just doesn't know where to research how to start. They used to cross stitch, so they're sure that that part will be fine. It's the beginning process. Plus, they keep hearing about using your extra drills from your square diamond paintings. They've only done 2 squares, so they don't have hardly any extras. So they'd end up buying all the drills, which could be costly. She said, do they make kits for regular diamond painting? She said any info would be great. Okay, so Heaven and Earth Design themselves don't sell drills at all. They have started to sell the canvas, so you can get the chart put directly onto a canvas rather than having it as 2 separate pieces, though if you've cross-stitched 2 separate pieces might not bother you particularly anyway. The canvases aren't the cheapest, but they are nice. We do have some. I have 1 and Megan has 2. And hopefully we may be able to get them done at some point. I would like this one finished first though. As eager as I am to start, I need to be practical. And at least this Heaven and Earth design needs to be done. So my 37.34% that I am done at this precise moment is not enough. Must do more. Ooh, got lots of hearts. Okay, let's get those in the tray. I do have some videos on how I started the process, though I was learning at the time. So they may, while they do have snippets of information and they are worth a watch, to get an idea. They may not be the be all and end all of information. The easiest way to find those videos is to go to you can either go to my Heaven and Earth Design playlist on YouTube, which has the videos, but it also has WIP Chats, and there's lots and lots of different videos from when I first started my Heaven and Earth Design up to today's video will be in there as well. So the Heaven and Earth Design massive project, that will be a playlist you can go and look at. Or if you're looking for specific videos, you know, the sort of process of how I decided to start it and that sort of stuff, you're best for that one if you go to my website, addmorezest.com. I do have a videos category, and within that I have a Heaven and Earth Design category, and that will tell you, it still links you back to YouTube, but it gives, I tend to be able to lay out the videos a little bit nicer on there, and pick and choose what videos go on there. So I don't put the WIP and Chat videos link there. If you want a WIP and Chat, the playlist will work just as well. But if you want specific learning videos, it's probably the best way to describe it. Learning or specific topics, rather than just kitting up, kitting downs, all that sort of stuff. My website has those put into little groups and a little bit of a description or a title underneath to let you know what the video's about. The other thing I would suggest, and is what I use to get started, is the Heaven and Earth Design, so HAED diamond painting group on Facebook. There is somebody there who's actually created a file document. So they have very kindly taken the time to write a Word document with how you measure out your canvas. They've even got a suggested message that you can send to a seller on AliExpress to ask about getting a blank canvas or diamonds for the project. Yeah, they've got loads and loads of files on there, and they have people that have done multiple Heaven and Earth designs and not done them with spares like I have. I've done it with spares as a challenge, and because I wanted to use up some spares, because I personally have loads of spares, because I do a lot of square diamond paintings, especially the big ones. I do loads of them, and yeah, I have so many spare diamonds, it's unreal. So yeah, if you want more info otherwise, I highly recommend that group. They are a wealth of information, all the people. Crafting with Beautiful Chaos says, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. They have finally purchased an Android tablet so that they could get Pattern Keeper. That's what I did. This tablet is used for Pattern Keeper and nothing else. Which is why sometimes when I have not worked on my Heaven and Earth design for a while, said tablet is flat. Whereas because I am working on it every day, I have it plugged in to charge on my table every single night. It gets plugged in to make sure it's fully charged for me to do my section. So they just began working on their blank canvas of Little Dreamer's Tree again. They said it's a major game changer. Yes, Pattern Keeper has made the process so much nicer for me. Especially I have found in these last couple of sections that I have done that has been confetti. When I'm not WIP and chatting at the same time, I often have a look to see, you know, if I can see the next symbol that's coming up. And sometimes I can't see it, but yet I click on it on here and it actually picks about 10 of them. And it's like, how did I miss all of them? Still not found that one single one though. I'm pretty sure that's the one I looked up and it's right down the bottom. I'm itching to at some point have a diamond that goes down to 0. I would love for that to happen within this month of August. I don't know if it will. I have about 5 or 6 colours that I am done with now. But it tends to happen like when I've done one of the fairies at the top. It tends to be those sorts of sections that have added in something else. So maybe I have to wait until I add in another fairy for it to change, but we'll see. They said they're going to do their best to work on their Heaven and Earth design while watching my videos. Oh, well, you've got 2 WIP and Chats a week at the moment throughout August. I am doing 2 WIP and Chats to show you my Heaven and Earth design progress, because I'm calling it my Heaven and Earth design in August month. I've upped it to 2. I may or may not do something similar if I carry it on into September. I may just show you it every other Sunday, and then you'll really see some progress on it. We shall see. Okay, P. Quite a few of these. Still got 600 and odd to go though. I don't think I'm going to get a 0 out of this one anytime soon. Let me gear up another question. So, Susan said, congratulations. She said, what a wonderful new adventure awaits you. They'll look forward to more videos and shop items. They have a question about YouTube. They said that I mentioned ad revenue. They said she loves to support the creators that they watch on YouTube, so they let the adverts play. They've often wondered, when you're able to skip ads, does doing so affect the creator's revenue? I think it does a little bit. I'm not completely savvy on it. It is one of my things to maybe look into a little bit more, gain a bit more of an understanding about. I think it does affect it if you skip it too soon. I'm not sure what the sweet spot is though. I've got a feeling there's a sweet spot. But if you do ever get one of those adverts that's like 2-3 minutes, just skip. You know, if it's one that's 10 seconds, then yeah, I appreciate you not skipping after 5. But if you do get one that's like, sometimes they put ones up that are 10 minutes long, or I mean, I think I've even seen one that's 15 minutes long in the past. But if you do end up with one that is a chunk of time, then by all means do skip it, because I value your time as much as I value my own. And sitting through 10 minutes of adverts, why it is hugely appreciated. I don't know how much of an impact that does or doesn't have. I can imagine it has a lot more of an impact on your life than it may do on my revenue. But yeah, that is something that I will look into. I know one thing that does help is please ensure that you are subscribed, and that I really appreciate it if you can like any video that you do watch, and or comment. I love it when people do leave just a little emoji, just to say that they've watched the video, because it can be quite nice. You can see And this is just a personal thing. It's not a, you know, necessarily any other gain, but I do love to see what people are watching and what videos they are enjoying. Likes and stuff do help because they help my channel to be promoted to other people that have similar interests, which then increases the subscribers, which then increases the views, which can then increase the revenue, you know, from having more people watching my videos. So all that can help, and helps greatly. And make sure you're subscribed as well, because sometimes if you've watched a couple of my videos in the past, it may be that it's just coming up in your recommended because you've watched ones before, and it may not be coming up because you're actually subscribed. I've had that happen before, to somebody that I watched. They keep popping up for my recommended, and I kept watching them, and then I realised that I wasn't even subscribed to them, which can be a real help, because those with more subscribers do get, you know, suggested to people more, as much as more videos that are liked get suggested to people more. So those little things can really help. Just a little bit, if it's something you're comfortable with, of course. But I will have to look into those ads soon. In fact, I might get hubby having a good look. He likes all that sort of technical stuff. I like even the pretty stuff. Even packaging things ready when stock comes in bulk, and it needs all packaging up and making looking pretty. Oh, I'm in my element. I'll just sit there and do that, whereas that would drive hubby up the wall. So maybe I'll get hubby to do that one. Melissa said, congratulations on not having to work the day job. Well, yeah, my old day job. She says you're welcome on the latte gel polish. So Melissa did send me a latte gel polish. It is in with my nail supplies. The only reason I didn't put it on when I did my nails the other day is I have two nails that are so short it's unreal. I have this one that actually snapped right down here, so it looks like I bite my nails. And this one has actually snapped a bit further down than what you can see, but I couldn't cut it without it being like, you know, half a thumb missing. So I am using my paler one until the nails grow out to a little bit more of a decent length. I have trimmed them all right back. Not quite, I cut my nails back, but I've definitely trimmed them all really, really short, just until I give chance for those to grow back a bit more. But yes, I do appreciate the latte gel polish, and as soon as I have nails that can do it justice, it will be going on. She says she can't join us on Heaven and Earth Design August because hers is in storage, and she said she does really miss all her diamond painting stuff. Well, hopefully you will be able to get it back sooner rather than later. And I'm sure I will be doing another time where I do a month. So I will do more WIP and chats on it, a bit like I'm doing now, a couple of WIP and chats a week. Show you guys the progress as it really goes along. I'll be doing more. Right, change of case. This is where it gets fun. Where I jiggle the case is about. I want 9.15. Amanda, she says, hello Rebecca. She says she's loving Picasso. Am I still back on that WIP and chat? I am. I'm just realising how far back on some of these WIP and chat comments I am. I definitely do comment slower when I'm doing my Heaven and Earth design. That is for sure. She says, he's so cute. She says, wonderful news on being self-employed. She knows that I'm happy to have more time working on your business, which I am ever so grateful. She says that's a dream of hers, but she's not sure it will ever happen. She says she's not saying never. She says she might do something when her daughter graduates high school. She says which won't be until 2026. She'll be starting high school near the end of August. Well, all I can suggest, if it is something that you want to be able to do, you know, sort of full time, is maybe start small and build up and see what happens. Because you can potentially start small while she's in high school and then, you know, take that time then later on and use school time. She says her current job allows her to work a set schedule and she can be off in the afternoons so she can go and see her if needs be. Okay, so maybe keep the day job. Maybe it would just have to be like I did, an evenings and weekends thing until it became practical. It's a lot more work, that's for sure, but it's now worth it. She says she's going to school in another county rather than where she lives with her husband. Her counties currently, as far as education, isn't the best, so she lives with her sister and her family while she's in school. She's hoping she hopes this new school year and atmosphere is really good for her. She said, anyway, she says, I'm glad that you made a great decision for you. She says she looks forward to hearing more about how the business, and of course, more WIP Chats. Yes, definitely got more WIP Chats at the moment. She says, looking forward to tomorrow. She says, much blessings to all of you from North Carolina. Okay, have I finished that one? Yes. I got a bit sidetracked between comment and placing diamonds then. I'm hoping I've placed them in the right place because I have very, very much confetti going on at the moment. No, I do want that one yet. Okay, pay attention, Rebecca. Pay attention for this first bit and then you can start doing a bit of both once I've figured out where some diamonds are going and actually get some placed down. Fee. She says, hi Rebecca. She says she's so envious of the Heaven and Earth Design month. She says she really wants to buy one, but she is trying her hardest to curb her spending. I need to curb my spending on kits after rearranging this craft room. Yeah, I definitely need to get some kits finished before I add more to it. She says she's currently working on her work in progress from the June WIP and Waffle. Her aim is for it to be done by the end of August. She said the wave picture, which I sent her, has only 20 colours, so it should be able to be done. She's also doing a Diamond Art Club mystery kit, which is confetti crazy, she says, of 67 colours. She says her mystery kit will be sort of a project over a few months, so that she's hoping that the wave can be done a bit sooner. Well, you're sort of joining in, even if you're not doing a Heaven and Earth design, you're doing a project. And, you know, that is the idea that I'm taking on. You know, a lot of people did it in June. A lot of people did take the June waffle as an opportunity to get some projects that are hanging about done. Of course, I was doing the mini paintings, so they weren't hanging about projects. They were very pretty projects, but they weren't hanging about ones. So I've just decided to take August to do one of my hanging about projects. So make it chance for your current WIP. It can be whatever you want it to be, even if it is just diamond painting a little bit each day, then just do it along with me. I might make my cross stitch my next challenge, or I might continue with the Heaven and Earth designs, I'm not sure. But I do like the idea of setting a challenge each day. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I do like the idea of setting myself some sort of challenge each day. Whether I will try and make that, you know, a challenge that doesn't take as long one month and one that takes longer the next. So for example, each Heaven and Earth design section, while my WIP Chats are really long, partly because I can't necessarily concentrate as well when I'm also looking at questions and reading those out. I get distracted a little bit more. It still is something that does take an hour or more each day to do my section. So what I might do for September, because October is our big launch month, so therefore I'll have a lot of stuff to prep in September. Then again, we do actually go away in September as well. So maybe September will work, and I might work on the cross stitch more, and maybe take the cross stitch away with me and try and focus on that. I might take some small mini paint gems with me, and try and focus on, you know, getting a lot of the cross stitch done, because it's a big project to do all the back stitch that I need to do. But it is something that doing a little bit each day, I can do one thread each day. And if I do one thread a day, it won't take as long as a section of the Heaven and Earth design takes. So when we are back off holiday and I am trying to get everything prepped for October, sorry, I have more time to do it because I'm not taking as much time on the cross stitch. We shall see. Let's see how August goes. I get running away because I keep thinking of all the things I can do. I'd love to pick up doing a thread on cross stitch and doing my Heaven and Earth design, or doing both of my Heaven and Earth designs in the month of August. I just know it's not practical because I don't have all day to do it. I really don't. Okay, next colour. This is where I've got to go hunting. Keep going down. I do have one there that's already all used up. This is where I hope I don't miss any lighting up. Okay, 976. Billy says another exciting WIP Chat. And congratulations on being full-time with Add More Zest. Said you have done so many great things in the last 2.5 years. Said especially with opening the shop. She said, how many more printers will fit in the conservatory? Hubby's already talking about getting another one. Just so that he can look at designing stuff. That's what he's wanting another one for, because every time we add one, thinking that we will have more time, you know, to have one to tinker with or to test designs. It just gets used for trays. They're just the little workhorses. They are, bless them. In fact, they were working when I was filming the craft room sort of vlog last night. There was printers in the background, there was a dog in the background, there's all sorts. Billy says, love having you and all the great people in the Facebook group as her diamond painting friends. Thank you for all that you do and enjoy having more family time. Thank you. That is the biggest benefit I'm feeling at the moment, is the evenings and weekends back. Pretty much. It's very hard to stop, but I have tried to make myself from the very beginning. I don't have a start time, I don't have a finish time, but I am very conscious before I start doing another task, whatever that may be, of, you know, if hubby and kids have come home from work, can that wait till tomorrow? If the answer is yes, then it goes on tomorrow's to-do list. Because otherwise I am one of those people that thinks you can do more in a day than you actually can, and can fit more in than you actually can. But yeah, it's amazing how much time the planning and stuff can take. I'm actually hoping that this next week, that hope that a lot of the designing, planning, all that sort of what can be very time consuming work is done, and I can get things ready for launch, bulk printing, things like that. And yeah, actually, even though still achieve the same amount, still spend the same amount of time, feel as though I've achieved more. I think that's just the way my brain works sometimes though. If I see a pile of stock that I've created or that's been dealt with, I feel like I've done more than when it's all on the computer. Dark says, for the scale, it said count out 200 rounds and squares and weigh them without the bag, since the scale is so sensitive. And they said write it in your book by the drill formulas. She says then you can extrapolate the weight for larger quantities. Thank you. I think somebody has given me as well. I know they've done it on Facebook because I do remember saving the image. I have also, I'm not sure if there was a YouTube comment as well, giving me a rough idea for the weights. So I may well do a specific actual sit down, count out and weigh. But I may use these estimates before then. Depends on time, on how far up. Well, my to-do list is very, very long. It all depends on whether it gets an asterisk next to it, as I need to do this today. That's the big one. Does it get an asterisk next to it? Does it need to be done today? But yeah, hopefully I'll get time soon to do things, a few more things that I would like to do. Yeah, once I just get a chance to implement a load of stuff that I've been waiting for the time to implement, it'll be really good. I don't know how me and Megan used to cram it into evenings and weekends, to be honest. Probably a lot of late nights, probably more than likely. Okay, 3371. Now I have a few 3371 that have a coating a bit like talc from the drills process, and I have been trying to cut those out of this design. It does rub off, so if I do stick the diamonds down and then wipe over them with my finger, the residue does come off. And I could wash the drills to get the residue off, but I kind of don't want to. it's not really exciting me. I have washed drills before. I have used a sieve and I have then laid them out to dry on kitchen towel, and it works. I just don't think I can be bothered at the moment. So if I find after I've placed all the nice ones that I have a drill tray full of the ones with talc, then so far I've just been tipping them into the bin. But I actually don't need that many in this section, so they can all go back into my pot. I don't know if you can see some of them. Oh, it's not focusing. Come on, focus. See, some of them look grey. That's actually like a talc residue, and it does come off if you wipe them. So I've just wiped it off that one. So a wash would get them off, but if I put them on the canvas, then I find that my glue dot loses its sticky because it's picking up the talc. So it's a no-win. Well, it is. I could just clean them and that'd be all right, but maybe one day. Oh, no, it won't focus on the rest. Maybe one day I'll get the urge to go and wash some diamonds. But not today. Not today. Okay, those two. Are we done with this case? Oh, no, we're not. Last number in this case, and I have loads. Not loads of diamonds, but I have loads on here. Lady Dax says, congratulations on taking the leap. She said, there's nothing like being your own boss. I don't know, I'm being a bit of a slave driver at the moment. But maybe that's just because I want a short to-do list. Excuse me. They said, wish you well with all your future plans. They said they used to have loads of paintings kitted up, but they took too much room. So they unkitted them and did a major destash, not only on paintings, but on their storage too. I am thinking of having a destash on my storage, I must admit. That doesn't go there, that goes up there. Yeah, I am thinking of having one on some of my storage. Not a huge amount, but I do reckon I could lose a couple of things and still be okay. But she says she still has around 15 kitted. Okay, so not as many, but you still have a fair few. Hey, at least you can grab and go. Family member calls up. We need you to come round. We need you to sit in our house for whatever reason. Whatever reason, just come, sit in our house for 2 weeks. You don't have to do anything, just don't move. Okay, me and diamond painting. Off we go. See you later. We're coming. You'd be tempted to take more than one kit then. Be like, yeah, I need all 15. Can I just bring my 15 diamond painting kits and I'll sit in your house all day? No problem at all. And diamond paint all day. See, you've got to be prepared for these emergency situations that may crop up. That's what I say. So what harm will it do? Okay. Let's get those marked off. Very, very bitty, this one, but it's filling some nice gaps, which is good. Susan, she says, wow, incredible news. She says she is beyond happy for you to be able to finally work for yourself. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate everybody's comments, but I do notice that Susan very often leaves a really nice comment on pretty much, if not every single video. She says she's happy that the business is doing so well. She's also over the moon that you're doing another month of WIP and Waffles. And on the Heaven and Earth design, no less, she said. Oh, where did I go then? Hang on, bear with me. No, I should be over here. Where have I gone? I've gone filling in the wrong section there. Or have I? I've done that one. No, I've not. I've done that one. I've done that one. I've done that one. I've done those two. It's that one I needed to do. Sorry, I lost myself then for a moment. Right, my battery gave up then. So you just get a little bit of a further out view. But I fixed where I was up to with that and where I'd gone wrong. I took my eyes off the canvas for a little bit too long. That's what I did. Okay, that case is done. Last final case. So yeah, she says she's been wanting for me to get more of this painting, this Heaven and Earth design painting done. She says for a long time now. She says she won't be doing a Heaven and Earth design, but she will be diamond painting with me each day. Wishing you great success in your business, she says, and thank you so much for sharing. Susan also did leave a comment a bit later on. I think there was confusion. I am sorry if I said it wrong. While I am doing my Heaven and Earth design each day, I'm not doing a WIP and chat every single day. I could potentially squeeze in the time if I had somebody to watch Luna, the puppy dog, every single day. So if I had somebody to watch her every day, then I would be more than happy to do my section while talking to you guys, because I am still doing a section a day. But I don't have somebody to watch Luna every day. Because I used to do all my videos in the evening and the weekends, so I tried to get most of them done during one day on a weekend. Didn't always work out, but that was what I tried for. And when I did the daily WIP and waffles, they were done every evening before going up the next day. And there are always people home in this house in the evening. They are all over the place. And people are around at weekends. However, through the day, they're not. It is basically me and Luna Tuna. So I can't commit until Luna can be, until she's a lot older, and can be left in effect, because I shut myself in my craft room. Once she can be left for a period of time for me to be able to go and film, I won't be able to commit to more than the couple of WIP and chats that I do, the couple of daily WIP and chats that I do, which is June and December. And for those, that will be something that I will be doing the evening before, and it will just go into evening time for those events, because I love those events and you guys love those events, and I want to keep them going. But to do an additional one, it's just something that I can't commit to. I occasionally am able to, basically I have to sort of squeeze whatever filming I can into times when there is one of the kids' homes to watch Luna, and I'm not already knee deep in something else. And some weeks it works out great. So last week it worked out great, and I was able to get all the videos done for the following week. All I had to do at the weekend was the WIP and chat, and that was it. And this week just gone. Now, I haven't even got Monday's video done. Never mind the rest of the week. So yeah, it's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but I have got extra. So I am doing 2 WIP and chats, because I think it was nice to be able to give you that update a little bit more often. And I am popping it up on the Facebook group every day. and I do put it on my Instagram story every day, my progress. So I'm getting there, and you will be able to see more of this done, and hopefully long may it continue, so I can get this project finished. Oh, it's not in this section. That one is though. Just sometimes I feel like all I'm doing is dabbing the numbers. Anna says Pegaso is coming along nicely. Yes, I need to do a bit more work on him, but we're actually out this evening. I had a couple of days where I got quite a bit done, and then I had a couple of days where work time just ran over, like we were in the middle of something. Or last night we decided to rearrange a craft room, so, and we're too impatient to wait till the following day. It doesn't work that way with us. If we've got an idea like that, who cares if it's 8 o'clock at night? Let's start. Let's do it. They said they've been wanting to do a Heaven and Earth design painting too, but on a printed canvas. She said, looks like it isn't going to happen though. She said she had printed the drill list and checked their squares to see if there was any that were needed. Since they don't care for doing squares, they actually don't have a lot. So they don't have many spares. Whereas they have a lot of round ones. So they priced out how much it would be buying the 15 colours that they needed. So they're wanting to do the smaller black, white and grey one like me, and it cost almost $200. Yeah, there's a lot of diamonds in the one that's in my smaller one that's got 15. There is a lot of diamonds in that one. But because I do so many squares, I think is the reason I can get away with it, because a lot of them are different to this one. They said, sorry, but it's way too much for one diamond painting, which I completely get. That's why I'm doing this one with my spares, and I didn't buy the supplies. Because it keeps costs down, and if I do need to buy any diamonds, they will be very few and be far between, and quite often will be 6 months to a year in between as well. So I'm not going to notice anywhere near as much as I would do if I was buying them all outright. So since the Heaven and Earth Design website says that they must be done in square because rounds don't fit the grid on the canvas, they said the guess they're out of luck. Yeah, it won't. Rounds won't fit onto the Heaven and Earth Design printed canvas. It won't. It's one of those. It's either you can potentially see if there's any Facebook groups where people are happy to share their spares with you. Maybe, you know, make sure that you let them know it's not just a few you are after. It is after a lot. You're after doing a Heaven and Earth design, and for people to, you know, pass them on to you if they're happy for what they're being used for. Because some people will send them and they'll cover the postage costs themselves, and they don't mind if it is, for example, a kit you've got and the seller didn't send you enough, and they're more than happy to send you, you know, a couple of $100 for that purpose. But maybe you could offer to cover postage costs if you're wanting people to, you know, people that are happy to send you the diamonds, so that they're not out of pocket when it's so many. Maybe you could do that, especially because you're only asking for 15 colours. That might be a bit easier. And the 15 colours, if it's the same as what I've done, which is the Mini Beautiful Light, they are quite popular, 15 colours, so it may be that you can get some sent to you and do it that way. I'd just be clear as to what you want it for in your sort of local Got Diamonds group. Just be clear what you want them for and ask them. They can say no, can't they? Okay, what do I want here? Oh, I've put it down on that one and I shouldn't have done. Or have I put a different one there that I shouldn't have done? Or have I not marked it off? Is that the same colour as that? No, it's not. Okay, so let's put that one back and I'll figure out if I forgot to mark it off or if I did it wrong later. Too much chatting. Oh, I've still got all these up here. There's actually quite a few of this. There's a few of these that are very confetti, but there's actually less numbers. I think, though this WIP and Chat is probably, by the time I'm finished, it's probably still going to be roughly the same amount of time as the last one. I know I've got something going on wrong down here. I've got a diamond where it... Oh, I can see where it should be. Now that I've hit click, that diamond should be there. I can see it by the colours. Okay, fixed it. Right, 3832. Tammy Lee says congratulations on doing YouTube and the shop full time. She said, can you link the Heaven and Earth Design Facebook group that you talked about in today's video? They really want to do one, but they're scared to take the leap. Yes, I will keep your comments. I will try and link it in the description of this video. And I will reply to anybody that has asked for the link, because I'm pretty sure there's another request for the link. So yeah, I will put it in the description of this video. I thought I'd spotted that then. Okay, looks like we're going to clear up a lot of this last bit with my last row. Might have to pay a little bit of attention. We're very, very scattered. Cheryl says, congratulations, Rebecca. She said they're so happy for me. She says they'll be placing their third order soon. She says, how long does the summer break last in the UK? So they work at a school in Oklahoma. And they're starting the new school year on the 11th. They only got out at the end of May. So their summer break was about 2 weeks shorter than what they normally get. In addition to the responsibilities at work, they'll be studying for their teacher certification exams this fall also. She says, any other diamond painting teachers out there? So Megan's a diamond painting teacher, though well, she has been doing more diamond painting this August than she has been doing recently. But yeah, Megan's a teacher. So it is normally about 6 weeks here for summer. So Megan broke, yeah, in fact it is 6 weeks. So Megan broke up from school 2 weeks ago, roughly, just over 2 weeks ago. They broke up from school, so it's normally at some point in July, mid-July, and they go back the beginning of September. So I think it's the 3rd of September. Maybe it's a little, yeah, so it tends to be middle of July to the end of August. Tends to be summer holidays in the UK. It can vary by a week, sort of one way or the other way. And I say UK, not UK, England and Wales and possibly Northern Ireland. Scotland tend to break up earlier and go back in August. So it is slightly different across the different countries within the UK. And it can vary per district, as I say, by about a week or so. But it's roughly 6 weeks for summer holidays, give or take a smidge. Yeah, that is the holiday break, 6 weeks. Right, let me get these in and marked off and go to the next one. Tammy says, enjoyable WIP Chats. They said they want to do a heaven and earth design, but don't know where to begin or how to research to do one. Sorry, just checking where I am with that one. I knew that one was going to be tricky as soon as I put the others in. Can you tell me where to look for information on how to start one or where? She said she would appreciate it. She knows a company that figures it all out, but would like to research it first. So yeah, the Facebook group is your best bet. There is files in there where somebody has spent the time. As I said earlier on in this video, it pretty much answered your question, and that will give you a wealth of information. You can get lost for hours just reading the comments and questions on that group, because quite often the questions that you come up with somebody else has, and they've asked it and many people have answered it. So quite often you can actually get your answer really, really quickly by searching the group for your question. And it's really good for those of us that like answers to questions quickly. The search feature is an absolute dream. And there's files and things that you can read in there as well. And it does apply to all cross stitch. Well, I say all, not all, but it does translate to other cross stitch patterns being done as a diamond painting, provided the cross stitch pattern is full drill. And none of this blending threads or half squares and all that sort of stuff, because that, you know, you can't half a diamond or blend it with another one. It doesn't work. So yeah, they're sort of the things that you need to pay attention to. The reason heaven and earth design partly has become so popular is heaven and earth design cross stitch patterns are all full drill and they don't have backstitch. So they already tick the boxes as to a manageable pattern. So yeah, the Facebook group, I will link it under your comment as well as putting it in the description. I can't remember if there is rules or questions that you need to answer, but do pay attention. If there's rules, you'll need to agree to follow them, and if there's questions, you'll need to answer them, just to prove that you're not a bot. Sarah Jane has asked to tell you what the Heaven and Earth Facebook group is called. I'll bob you a link. Crystal, she says, oh, she wishes she had diamonds for her Heaven and Earth design. She says she's waiting on them now. She'll be doing the library edited to ask, oh, where do you get good resin drills in the UK? She says it might be faster for her to order them from there than here. The only place I know of to be able to get drills from in the UK is Smith's Beads. I know a few people have used them. I don't think there is anywhere that particularly holds a lot of colours and stuff. Otherwise in the UK they tend to have, there's the odd ones that may do AB drills, but Smith's Beads is probably your best bet. Jeanette, oh, here we go. This is where I knew there was the math. Oh, look, I flipping picked this one. I've not even worked out how many I needed. I needed 3 and a tip to load out. Too much chatting. Jeanette says, hi. She says, Rebecca, she says she uses her scale a lot. She says the formula is 200 drills is 1.2 grams. She says 500 drills is 3 grams. I think this was the picture I took, and I think it was Jeanette that put it up on the Facebook group as well. 1,000 drills is 6 grams. 2,000 drills, 12 grams. But that doesn't give you any extra. So that's sort of like more the real number. So what she does is she does 1 gram for every 100 drills, 5 grams for 500 drills, 20 grams for 20,000 drills. That's how she does it, to make sure that you've got extra. Thank you, Jeanette. I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay, star. I'm nearly there. This wasn't as bad a confetti as I expected it to be. It was still confetti, but it could have been worse. Nancy, she says, congratulations first. She says she's so happy that I'm able to work for myself and the shop and YouTube channels. She says, so impressed. Thank you. She says, lastly, she says she thinks she may be one of the few who are not doing and who are not interested in doing a heaven and earth design. Oh, I don't think you're one of the few at all. I think you are probably one of the many. You may be one of the few that have said it out loud. She says she's not interested in doing a heaven and earth design project, but she's happy to watch me and she will follow along and diamond paint with. Wonderful. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. Then again, my mum said she wasn't necessarily interested in doing one, and now she is. So maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. But yeah, it's not for everybody. It really isn't, but it is fun to do. Okay, that is all that scattering of diamonds done. What percentage am I at? 37.64. Maybe one of these days I'll hit 40%, who knows. But you can tell we do have some of the blossom over the part of that tree. So where was I? Here. So this is what we've done. So there's that. No, you can't see it. There's that. You can't even see it. Let me zoom out. Okay, let's try that. So we have a fairy up here. That is this fairy. This little icky picky one here. And this is what we've just done. It's basically some of this part. So I have quite a bit of confetti and pink for the next few sections before I get to potentially, well, it's a little ledge, it's a little hut on another little ledge of the tree, and then there'll be a trunk bit that maybe some of these will be a few less colours, maybe get through it a bit faster, but we shall see. But that section is done. I have a diamond there which I'm hoping has not fell out of here. Doesn't look like it has. No, it doesn't look like it's fell out. These aren't like popping or anything, but occasionally there is one that's a little bit more of a squeeze. I tend to give it a little roll over with my little roller or a rolling pin, and it just flattens them down. But yeah, that's another section done for today. So thank you all so much for joining me. Another WIP and chat coming, I think Thursday this week, maybe Wednesday. Who knows? But there will be progress because I'm working on progress. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.